Ecuador produced one of the biggest surprises of the FIFA World Cup 2026 by defeating Germany 2-1 in a dramatic Group E clash. It was a match that had everything: an early goal, a quick response, end-to-end football, and a late winner that completely changed the outcome. Germany had already secured qualification before kickoff, but Ecuador entered the match knowing that only a victory would give them a realistic chance of reaching the knockout stage. Under enormous pressure, the South American side delivered when it mattered most. Germany made the perfect start and silenced the Ecuadorian supporters almost immediately. Just 2 minutes into the match, Leroy Sané finished a well-worked attacking move to give Germany an early 1-0 lead. It looked as though Germany would continue their impressive run in the tournament, and Ecuador suddenly faced the difficult task of chasing the game against one of the strongest teams in world football. However, Ecuador refused to panic. Instead of allowing the early setback to affect their confidence, they responded with courage and determination. Only 7 minutes later, Nilson Angulo found the equalizer with an excellent finish that brought Ecuador straight back into the contest. The quick response completely changed the momentum, giving Ecuador renewed belief while forcing Germany to rethink their approach. The remainder of the first half was played at a high intensity, with both teams creating opportunities. Germany continued to dominate possession, but Ecuador defended with great discipline and looked dangerous whenever they attacked on the counter. Every challenge and every interception carried extra importance because both sides understood what was at stake. Germany wanted to maintain their winning momentum, while Ecuador knew that their World Cup dream depended on finding another goal. The second half became even more competitive. Germany pushed forward in search of a second goal, creating dangerous moments through their attacking quality, but Ecuador's defensive organization stood firm. Goalkeeper Hernan Galindez and the Ecuadorian back line remained composed under pressure, frustrating the German attack and keeping the score level. As the clock continued to tick, belief inside the Ecuador camp continued to grow. The decisive moment finally arrived in the 77th minute. Following a dangerous set-piece situation, Gonzalo Plata reacted quickest inside the penalty area and scored the goal that sent Ecuadorian supporters into celebration. It was a finish that rewarded Ecuador's determination and completed a remarkable comeback against one of football's traditional giants. Germany suddenly found themselves behind for the first time in the match, while Ecuador were within touching distance of one of the biggest victories in their World Cup history. The final minutes were filled with pressure as Germany searched desperately for an equalizer. They threw more players forward and increased the tempo, but Ecuador defended with incredible discipline and commitment. Every clearance, every block, and every tackle brought them closer to a famous victory. When the referee blew the final whistle, Ecuador had secured a memorable 2-1 win that guaranteed their place in the knockout stage as one of the tournament's best third-placed teams. For Germany, the defeat was disappointing, but not disastrous, because they had already qualified for the next round as group winners. Even so, the match exposed defensive weaknesses that stronger opponents could exploit in the knockout stage. The coaching staff will now focus on correcting those mistakes before the next challenge begins. For Ecuador, this was far more than just 3 points. It was a victory built on resilience, belief, and outstanding teamwork. After conceding inside 2 minutes, many teams would have struggled to recover, but Ecuador stayed calm, trusted their game plan, and earned one of the biggest results in the country's football history. Nilson Angulo's equalizer and Gonzalo Plata's late winner will be remembered as two of the most important goals of Ecuador's World Cup campaign. When the final score read Ecuador 2, Germany 1, it confirmed one of the biggest upsets of the FIFA World Cup 2026 group stage. Germany finished first in the group despite the defeat, while Ecuador celebrated a historic comeback that kept their World Cup dream alive and proved that determination and belief can overcome even the strongest opponents.